Currently, you tend not to qualify for a lightweight chair or an active use chair unless you are a full-time user. So for people with connective tissue disorders, such as myself, we're often not full-time users. We tend to have occasionally very traumatic dislocations, and that means that we will need to use aids for that portion of time. So that means that we fall between the prescribing rules. We need lightweight chairs or our joints dislocate, but we are not necessarily entitled to lightweight chairs because we are not yet full-time users. So I wanted to make counsellors aware, really, of the situation that a lot of us find ourselves in, that it's not simply a matter of reducing the list in relation to Millbrook, it's about making sure that the NHS England guidelines are flexible enough to account for users who aren't easily labelled or boxed, because that seems to be the overlying point of the NHS England descriptors at the moment. It seems to simply be, okay, this is easy to prescribe, this, you can do this, this and this is where you fit, and a lot of us don't fit easily. So it was disappointing to not be able to speak, because an awful lot of the hosps in other areas do use that discretion. They do allow it. I was, as far as I'm aware, possibly the only member of the public there that day. I wouldn't have taken up a huge amount of time. And there are a lot of changes in Kent currently that require public input. And yes, patient participation groups are useful, but they quite often don't access the people that really need to be in those groups. The most vulnerable people won't make it to those groups, they won't hear about them. So there needs to be, to my mind, there needs to be a sensible use of that discretion. Because if people aren't being heard, then democracy doesn't work the way that it needs to. And if we're not impeding democracy by speaking, it seems sensible to allow us that discretion. Other areas do, Kent doesn't.